Thank you, Gabe. Good morning, everyone. I'm a go-getter. That's what happens when you're the daughter of a single mom. The kind of single mom who never missed a chorus recital or class event, who walked with me to school every day, rain or shine, and I mean rain or shine. We didn't have a car until I was in 5th grade, but my mom found a way for us to stay in Marin, a place we could barely afford, but that afforded us many opportunities. Where if someone we knew saw us walking, they would pull right over and tell us to hop in. We lived in a tiny studio apartment in Mill Valley. My mom, my older sister, and me. Our only income was what my mom made as a nanny and housekeeper for a family in Tiburon. I loved school, but I knew I wasn't like most kids in my class. Some had whole rooms full of toys at their houses, and many went skiing or to Cabo over winter break. But I never let that stop me. Like that one time in 7th grade French. My teacher mentioned a class trip to Canada, and I ran up to her desk after the bell. "Are there any scholarships?" I asked. "Can I host a bake sale?" In 8th grade, I found out about Bridge the Gap. When I got to Tam High, I started going nearly every day and staying until 7 p.m. to do my homework and get help with math. Everyone was super welcoming, and the staff got to know us individually. Bridge the Gap was the first place I felt surrounded by kids like me, who didn't come from money and who all had the same goal, to graduate high school and get into college. Things were going really well. And then spring of freshman year hit. COVID hit. There was a fire in our apartment building, and what started as a mild insecurity about my weight erupted into a full-blown eating disorder. I began exercising way too much and eating next to nothing, desperate for any bit of control I could get. I was obsessed with doing everything perfectly and had no outlet from the pressure. When the doctor said I'd be hospitalized if I lost any more weight, I knew I needed help. I started therapy and meeting with my physician once a week, going on evening walks with my mom every day. As I slowly recovered, I realized that for me, learning was key to getting better. I learned how to read my own labs and changed my computer background to an anatomical drawing of the human heart, so I could study it more closely. I got internships at the Medical Center of Marin Urgent Care and Marin Nutrition Consulting. At the same time, Bridge the Gap was taking us on college tours and teaching us about financial aid, something my family knew nothing about. I got to work one-on-one with my high school math teacher because he was also a tutor at Bridge the Gap. And Bridge the Gap connected me with a college counselor, Louise, who met me at Starbucks several times a week to work on my college applications. It felt so good to pull all the pieces together. My transcript of good grades, lots of volunteer hours, and 17 college credits from dual enrollment my senior year. I applied to 20 schools, and I couldn't believe it when my first acceptances started rolling in. Dominican University, Arizona State, UC Santa Cruz, University of Michigan. I'd always wanted to live in LA, so I put a few SoCal schools on my list, including USC, my dream school. There was no way I'm gonna get in, I thought, but I'll apply for fun. Then one day, I was home alone after school when I got an email to check my USC portal. I logged in and saw balloons. I started screaming. "Congratulations," it said with red and gold confetti. I called my mom to tell her I was accepted. I called Louise. I had so much energy, I started crying. We were all so happy. USC offered me financial aid, and Bridge the Gap helped me find and apply for scholarships to make up the difference. Now, I'm a junior. Everyone has so much pride, and I've made close friends from all different backgrounds. I'm majoring in psychology with a minor in nutrition and health promotion. My favorite class so far was with Dr. Turani. She's a forensic psychologist and works for the state parole board. I loved her class so much that this past summer I applied for an internship at the FBI and was fortunate enough to get an interview. My dream is to work in the behavioral analysis unit, like the agents who use profiling to solve cases on criminal minds. I still check in with Bridge the Gap every other week. When I needed help with math and statistics, Bridge the Gap set me up with a math tutor for the whole term. If I'm being completely honest, I don't know where I would be without them. I wouldn't have done as well in my classes, had the confidence to apply to the best schools, or frankly, even the funds to go. There's no way I would be at USC, which costs almost $100,000 a year all in. Even after I got to campus, there were times I questioned myself. Like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I belong in college or at a place like USC. But having Bridge the Gap there to support and cheer me on, it motivates me to push through. They literally fill every gap: academic, financial, emotional, from middle school to high school to college, for me and for every single student in the program. I've made the dean's list almost every semester so far, and I recently got accepted to study abroad in London. I'm still trying to get the funds to go and resources, but I know I'm ready. I can't wait to graduate next year, a semester early, thanks to those college credits I got in high school. I want to travel with my mom, someday start a family and buy a house. I know I will do it. I want to thank my mom who is here today. Mom, you set the example of hard work and selflessness I will always strive for. Thank you for walking beside me, truly every step. I love you so much. I want to thank Lisa Raffle, China Williams, Rondell Gibson, and everyone from Bridge the Gap. You've seen me grow into the person I am today, and it is because of your endless support. And I want to thank all of you for investing in Bridge the Gap. They are creating generations of students who are becoming leaders for themselves, their families, and for our society. Thank you.